Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast. And today we are going to be doing a live best ball draft on Yahoo. That's a 10-team league. I'm picking 8th. I think the team turned out really, really well. I want to see what you think about it. Leave a comment down below after you see. Thanks so much.
Listen up. It's time for the Fantasy Maverick podcast, starring the guy who's going to help you win that fantasy championship, Jimmy Maverick.
Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast, coming at you from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And wow, has it been a crazy weekend. Boy, I got to say, man, these injuries are piling up. They are devastating. I have a league that's converting over to a dynasty league from a redraft. And as what we're doing is we're allowing us to keep up to 3 players from last year going into our dynasty draft this year. And of course, I had drafted both Cam Akers and JK Dobbins. Those were going to be 2 of my keepers. Well, that's not going to happen now. I got to make some last second adjustments to that. But just brutal. But I got to tell you, man, I've been mostly insulated from these injuries that have happened so far because I don't have large shares of these players. And the reason is because in my app, these players, they didn't rate really well for what I wanted them to do. For instance, JK Dobbins, I had a chance to take him yesterday. I was picking first in a standard points league. He was very valuable in that kind of league. And we got to the turn, and I ended up taking James Robinson with my 3rd overall pick. The guy right after me took J.K. Dobbins, and now, of course, his team has been heavily affected by that, as that was his 3rd-round pick. But why didn't I take J.K. Dobbins? And it was just because, a couple issues. First of all, you've got Lamar Jackson there who's going to vulture touchdowns. And secondly, he also was sharing the backfield with Gus Edwards. I mean, they were talking this past week, they were talking about how it was going to be like a 50-50 split. And it's like, there's no way I'm going to spend that sort of draft capital on someone who's only going to get a 50% share of that backfield. So that's very risky as well. So again, I bypassed him in just about every draft I've done so far, mostly these best ball drafts and then this one standard points draft for a season long. But that's kind of what happened there. I did get nailed on Travis Etienne. I had quite a few shares of Travis Etienne. I think I had him in like 4 or 5 leagues. So that kind of hurt, but I don't think he overall hurt my teams. In one of them, I had both James Robinson and, Etienne. So it's like, okay, well, that one's fine. And the other ones, basically Etienne was like my wide receiver 3 or even my running back 3 or my running back 4. So it was less of an impact than I had thought. But again, look at this. I got my draft happening. Okay. It's going to start in 7 minutes. Okay, I'm doing a draft now because I want to see where all these players are at. I have made adjustments to the app, adjustments to the stats, the projected stats, and where the players are expected to go. I'm going to see how accurate those are. But like right now, I got to say, man, Gus Edwards, I'm hoping he's not going to get overdrafted because I don't think his value is that great. Standard points leagues, he's still a good choice. He's going to be a good choice. 3rd or 4th round pick, I'm totally on board. But in half PPR and full PPR, the dude does not catch passes, and there's other players in that backfield who are going to come in and they're going to take stuff. He's not going to get all of it because he was already projected to get like 150 targets, and J.K. Dobbins vacated like 210 targets there. That's not going to, again, it's not all going to go to Gus. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry if that messes with your head, but it's not going to happen. He's only going to, I got him projected with about 225 touches, but only like 25 targets. He's not a pass catcher. So he's like a Derrick Henry type of player, but not as talented. And even though he's a very good player, I don't think he's very good for fantasy outside of standard points leagues. So anyway, I want to see where he goes in this draft. We're going to do a Yahoo best ball draft here. And I am picking. Let's see where it got me here. So let's see what's going on here. Where am I picking from? Pick number 8. Okay, pick number 8. That sounds good to me. So let me just get this set up, and we'll come back and we will make this happen. All right, so if you haven't done so already, I invite you to go to my website, fantasyfootballmaverick.com. That's where you're going to find my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft, which is going to be an unbelievably good tool for you to use in these live drafts to find out if a player is, in fact, worth the pick when you're wanting to take him. This is how it goes. You log in, and it's going to ask you 3 questions. How does your league score points? We're going to use the best ball half PPR. And then, do you want to engage Jimmy's recommended player filters? We're going to go ahead and say no. And then, do you want to enter draft mode? Yes. So we have to put in the size of our league. It's a 10-team league on Yahoo. We're at pick number 8. Let's go ahead and enter draft mode. So this is going to be kind of interesting. I haven't had a whole lot of drafts towards the end of the draft board. I've had mostly middle and early picks this year, which is just the opposite of last year. Last year I was all late round picks. It was very difficult. These are difficult places to pick from, just because the quality of the players has, basically you're missing out on all the elite high-end running backs. So what you got here is you got your position filters, you got your round filters, you got recommendations here, and then you got the player list down below. And let's just see how we're doing. 4 minutes. Okay, we got plenty of time. So the way it works in draft mode is when you're looking at, let's click on the first round. We're looking at all the players between our first pick and our second pick. But instead of them being sorted by their draft position, I have them sorted by what's called the VORC score. And the VORC score stands for value, outlook, reliability, and consistency. It's these 4 columns right here. And based on how they do in those columns, they get points. You add those points up, that gives you your VORC score. Now in best ball, we actually ignore the consistency rating. Consistency doesn't matter in best ball, just because of the nature of the beast. Consistency matters a lot in season-long fantasy. When you have to choose who you want to start each week, consistency is extremely important. But in best ball, it doesn't matter. So it ignores that. So it's just basically the VOR score, value, outlook, reliability, and it makes all those things much more important. For instance, reliability is very important in best ball. You don't want low reliability players in there because you need your players to make it through the full 17-week season. So that's something that is weighted a lot. And of course, the value ranks very important in this. You can see that it's recommending for us to take Tyreek Hill with our first overall pick. Also, we have Stephon Diggs, Antonio Gibson. I like the idea of going with an elite wide receiver at this point, just because the running backs are a step below. You can see Zeke, Aaron Jones. These guys are long shots. That's what the little gun means. And little hands mean that they're a reach, which means they might make it to our next pick, but they will be a long shot on the next round. So Gibson and Eckler are 2 guys that are not expected to make it to our second pick. So we're just going to see how it goes. And let's see what's going on here. So we got 2 minutes. So I will be right back after this video. All right, so let's go ahead and let's highlight some players. And again, I utilize the queue. I recommend you do it as well. But the guys like Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, and you can see here, there's Tyreek Hill. Let's see here. Who else were we looking at? I want to mark off Travis Kelce, because if we get Hill and Kelce on the flip, I would be down with that. I would be absolutely down with that for my draft. And then maybe I could get Mahomes in the third. We'll see if he would make it to us. But that would be like an amazing stack for best ball. But one thing we are definitely going to do is we're going to do we've got to do the what I call the positional dominant strategy for these smaller leagues, 10-team or smaller, where we're going to go for a top 3 top 3 quarterback, top 3 tight end. That's what we're looking for. And so let's just see how this goes. We'll put on the draft results. It's going to get started right now. So, in my draft yesterday, I got to say, like I said, I'm very fortunate that I chose James Robinson over JK Dobbins. But again, Dobbins was not even really my second choice either. There was also Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who I liked a little bit more. And again, it's if you look at the app, that VORC score really, really helps. It really helps nail things down. It's not like a tier-based list, because tier-based is just value. I've done some tier-based rankings, and I don't like to use that just because it's only looking at value and it's not looking at those other aspects. The consistency and reliability super important in regards to players. Likewise, the outlook rating, which I call basically the intangibles. It's how much volume are they expected to receive? What issues are they on a contract year? Are they injured? Did they have a coaching change? Did they change teams? All of these different things factor in and either add or subtract. Okay, it looks like Aaron Jones came off, Zeke Elliott came off. Okay, we didn't expect those guys to make it to us anyway. Okay, so it's our pick. So no wide receivers have been taken. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Hill to start. And then we'll see what happens on the flip if Kelsey maybe makes it to us. But we can look at the second round here. For the second round, you can see it's recommending DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, Najee Harris. Those are really good choices. Let's see here. Oh, and it looks like Kelsey came off right after. So we're not going to be able to do that stack. But we definitely could grab ourselves one of the elite tight ends. You know, we could grab ourselves either Waller or Kittle. We could hope that maybe Kittle makes it back to us on the next pick, which is a possibility here, given that this is only a 10-team league. But if we look at running backs, who is still here, so you can see Saquon still on the board, and that would be a very risky pick. Like I said, the highest risk-reward player on this list. Oh, well, and he's gone. It doesn't matter. So we've got Eckler, Gibson, Najee Harris. Oh boy, that's this is kind of a tough call here. But I think just based on my app, if we look at the running backs, Najee Harris is at the top of the list. Let's go ahead and take Najee. So we got Hill and Najee, and then if we go to the third round, I really got to say that Kittle's going to be my top choice if he makes it. If we look at running backs for the third round, you can see Edwards-Helaire, Chris Carson are both long shots. Montgomery is actually a nice pick, fair value, decent, really good VORC score. I'm going to highlight Montgomery on my running backs. There he is. And if we look at wide receivers, again, there's good wide receivers as far as CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson. McLaurin and Robinson are both long shots, but CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, those are both good choices. Let's see here. CeeDee Lamb and Mike Evans are there. Let's see what's going on the draft board. So since we took Najee, it was Stephon Diggs, Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, and Joe Mixon. Closing out the second round is going to be who's going to make it? DK Metcalf. Okay, so no other tight ends taken in the second round. Okay, Waller taken to start the third round. Kittle may or may not make it to us. We'll see what happens. If we look at the quarterbacks, we got Patrick Mahomes. We've got, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. Oh, it looks like someone took Josh Allen before Patrick Mahomes. Did they want to get the stack? No, they didn't even do it for a stack. That's interesting. We're actually not looking too bad here. We might get our guy. I don't want to jinx it, but I probably just did by saying that. So anyway, on the app, what you want to do, because it's sorted by the VORC score, you always focus on the top of the list and kind of ignore the players at the bottom. All these players, in this case, all these players look good. But if we look at the entire list, there's players that do not score well. DeAndre Swift, George Kittle does not score well, but we want his elite level value. But as we go along, you're going to see it's going to stratify out a lot more. Okay, so look at that. Our guy made it. So Kittle made it. And again, even though he's a poor value choice for us, he is a top 3 option at the position, and that is extremely valuable in this kind of league. So let's go ahead and take Kittle. And if Mahomes makes it to us on the next pick, I will take Mahomes. Absolutely. Then I get the stack with Hill. So we'll see what happens here. If not, I'll probably go with the second. Oh, no, Mahomes got taken. Darn it. Oh, well. Now, the question is do I want to wait till the fifth round to take my quarterback? I guess I could. Let's see here. Where are the quarterbacks at? So the quarterbacks for the third round. For the fourth round, it's Mahomes and Josh Allen. For the fifth round, okay, so fifth and sixth is when those. Okay, so I think we're good on. Waiting on the quarterback. So let's gamble. Like I said, I really want to get Kyler Murray. We'll see if he can make it back to us. It is a long trip, though. It is a long trip back. So you can see David Montgomery still available, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. Let's go ahead. I do need another running back, so let's go ahead and take David Montgomery. And we will hope for the best for the fifth round. Like I said, it says that Kyler Murray should make it back to us. He's going at about pick 54. Our next pick is 48. We should be able to get him, but you never know. The draft I did yesterday, Kyler Murray did not make it back to me in the fourth round. So, it's just something that happens. But let's look at who else it's recommending. So you can see that players like Kareem Hunt, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp are all long shots, but I want to get them all highlighted. So let's go to the players, and we'll go... let's see here. Where is DJ Moore? Is he already gone? Someone already take DJ Moore? That's crazy. Okay. DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, Kareem Hunt. There's Cooper Kupp. Running backs, Kareem Hunt. There's Kareem Hunt. Let's just look at the running backs. You can see Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin. They don't rate very well. Wide receivers. We got Deontay Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, and Tyler Lockett all rate well. They all rate pretty well. Lockett's a bit riskier, but Johnson, Jeudy, and Lockett. Let's go ahead and get them queued up. All right, so Johnson, Jeudy, and Lockett. Is he still on the board? Why am I not seeing him? He was already selected. How about that? That is super early for him. Where are we at? Okay, so it's almost back to us. Let's see what's going on the draft board. So, looks like Kyler Murray went. So, I knew that was a risk. David Montgomery, CeeDee Lamb, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, Tyler Lockett, Mike Evans, Kyler Murray closed it out. Then Cooper Kupp. Then Tyler Higbee in the fifth. That's nuts. Robert Woods, Josh Jacobs. If he makes it back, we could definitely take Lamar Jackson. I would not be opposed to that. Even though I don't rate him as top 3, he's very good. Will be very good on a week-to-week basis. So, and we've already got our two really good running backs, Tyreek Hill and George Kittle. So I think that sets us up pretty good. Let's see what happens. Do I get sniped? Is he going to snipe me on this pick? It always makes me nervous when it's like moving really fast, and then right before my pick, it slows down to nothing. Mark Andrews. Okay, great. Let's go ahead, and like I said, we've got ourselves an elite quarterback. We got ourselves an elite tight end in the first 5 rounds. Now, we definitely need to move back to wide receiver on this next round, just because, we definitely need to bolster our wide receivers. You can see Higgins and Ayuk is who it's recommending for this next round. Let's see if they're still available. There's Ayuk. I think Higgins is gone already. Let's go to the draft results. Yeah, T. Higgins just got taken. All right, so we still have Deontay Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, and Brandon Ayuk here. Oh boy, that's a tough call. Oh, Deontay rates the best. Let's go ahead and we'll take Deontay. He rates at the top of the list. You can see he rates above Brandon Ayuk. Gets more VORC points, about 13 more VORC points. Better value. We get better value out of him. It's a good choice. And now on the 7th round, I think we should stick with wide receivers. By the way, I want to just see, has anyone taken, where are we at with running backs? So James Robinson did go. Gus, okay, there's Gus Edwards. There he goes. So we were at, 64, at 64. Interesting. All right, so there goes Gus Edwards. Let's just see here. So for the 7th round, I think Chase Claypool's already gone. So Claypool already went. None of these other guys rate very well. What do we got for running backs? We could take a speculative pick. We could take someone like Trey Sermon. Let's go ahead and get him highlighted. Let's go to running backs. Trey Sermon. Oh, look, Darrell Henderson's still on the board. I mean, I don't expect him to make it back to us, but if he did. And there's A.J. Dillon. That's a guy I've been wanting to get in a lot of leagues. Edmonds rates very well. There's some decent options here. And what you can do is to see how they measure up. Like for instance, if we wanted to see how Henderson rates up, because Henderson should have already been taken by this point. We can restore him to this round. You can see he rates well, actually a little bit overvalued though. That's a problem with Henderson. That's why I don't have a lot of shares of him. But how about Chase Edmonds? Oh, Edmonds is really good if he makes it to us. Holy cow, that is really good. Look, and it's almost 2 picks back to us. Okay. I think we're going to have to take Chase Edmonds here because that would be outstanding value if we get it. So we'll see what happens here. So he took Debo. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to take Chase Edmonds for sure. Top 40 value. What is he valued at? 41st overall. We're at pick 68. That's fantastic value. Let's get ourselves another wide receiver here, though. Let's see here. Robbie Anderson, Cortland Sutton, Tyler Boyd, Juju Smith-Schuster, all good choices. Let's see how we're doing here for wide receivers. So there's Robbie Anderson. There's Tyler Boyd. There's Cortland Sutton. There's Juju Smith-Schuster. These other guys, a little bit, I have no interest in OBJ. Antonio Brown's overvalued at this point. Jamar Chase has not been looking good, and so that's kind of been keeping me away from him. The highest rated of these guys, let's see here, Boyd, Sutton, or Sutton ranks the highest. He looked good yesterday. Let's go ahead and take him. We'll take him as our third. So he's our third wide receiver. That's not bad. Okay, let's go to the 9th round. Let's see who we could look at. So 9th round, we could get someone like Brandon Cooks or Devonta Smith. Those guys both rate very well. Let's go and get them highlighted. So there's Brandon Cooks and Devonta Smith. Let's look at running backs. Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake is a really great choice. I've been getting him in a lot of leagues. Where are you, Kenyon Drake? Oh, look, there's Sony Michel. I like Sony Michel. Let's see here. It's recommending Tom Brady. We don't need a second quarterback at this point. Tight ends. We could potentially get Logan Thomas. Let's see how we're doing on tight ends. Who's still available? Logan Thomas is still there. That's about it for this round. We can look at the 10th round because it's a quick turnaround, right? So let's look at the running backs, 10th round. So there's A.J. Dillon, Sony Michel, Jamal Williams is another one that I very much like. So let's look at running backs. There's Jamal Williams. If we look at wide receivers, a lot. Look, we got LaVisca, Jarvis, Mike Williams. Antonio Brown is a much better choice if he makes it here. Let's highlight some of these guys. So we've got LaVisca, Mike Williams, Jarvis Landry. Who else were we looking at? Antonio Brown. Is he still on? Is he still up? He might be gone already. Yeah, Antonio Brown's gone. Okay. All right, we're looking good here. Let's look at the board. So since we took Cortland Sutton, it was T.J. Hawkinson, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Logan Thomas, Trey Sermon, Odell Beckham, Tyler Boyd, James Conner, Leonard Fournette, A.J. Dillon. So a couple of guys we had targeted have been taken. We've got like 4 picks to us. You see Juju Smith-Schuster, Brandon Cooks, Devonta Smith, Kenyon Drake, Sony Michel, Javonte Williams, LaVisca Chenault, Mike Williams, and Jarvis Landry. This is why I like the queue, is because it just, everybody I liked stays on there until they're taken off the board. And so it's like, unfortunately, Juju got taken. That's too bad. I would like to get another wide receiver at this point. So Cooks or Smith would be good. And then hopefully around the turn, but there's still those guys. So those are all really good. Like Laviska's really good. I don't know. I think I might want to take... let's see here. For running backs, Sony Michel versus Drake. Drake rates better. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll take Drake. Take Drake. And then we'll see who makes it around. And then as far as wide receivers go, Cooks does rate the best if he makes it. Otherwise, it's Laviska, right? That's who I'm going for. That's who I'm choosing between. Okay. Let's take Cooks. All right, let's move on to the 11th round. Now, we definitely should start looking at getting a second quarterback, getting ourselves a second tight end. If we look at quarterbacks for this round, we can get someone like Burrow. Look at tight ends, we could get like a Higbee or a Gesicki. Let's see what's going on the tight end list here. So there's Gesicki. Oh, it looks like Higbee's gone, but that's to be he was a long shot anyway. Let's look at the quarterbacks. So Burrow's there. Let's look at the other positions here. So for running back, Sony Michel is a long shot. Nyheim Hines and Evan Singletary, they don't rate well. So let's ignore that. Landry, Mike Williams also long shots to make it. But Curtis Samuel and Marvin Jones both rate very well on this round. So there's Marvin Jones and Curtis Samuel. Is he still up or is he gone? I think he's gone. Yeah, Curtis is gone. All right. Let's go back to the whole list. Oh, gee, no one's taken Dobbins. I wonder why. Oh, look, Sony Michel's still there. Okay. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if I get sniped. But I would take Sony Michel on this next pick for sure. Chark is taken in the 11th. That's a pretty good. That's pretty good value there. Marvin Jones also would be a good choice here. I've got 4 wide receivers and I've got 4 running backs. All right, let's go ahead and take Sony. And let's see. If we go to the 12th round for tight ends, Gesicki, obviously Irv Smith is injured right now. Oh, none of these guys rate well. Jonnu is a guy I like for touchdown upside. Let's go ahead and put him on the queue. Jonnu. Let's look at quarterbacks. If we look at quarterbacks, we've got someone like Trevor Lawrence, who is right there. I kind of like the idea of taking Lawrence. He's been looking really good. Marvin Jones is still up there. Devonta Smith is still up there. Oh man, this is tough. You know what? I'm gonna take Marvin Jones just to bolster my wide receivers a little bit more. And let's go to the 13th round. So 13th round, we'd be looking at maybe a Trey Lance or Matt Ryan. So is Trey Lance still there? He sure is. Matt Ryan is there. What about tight ends? Evan Engram. Evan Engram. terrible Vork score. But again, we're just looking at backups, so I'm not super concerned with that. Wide receivers, we got Ruggs and Hardman as long shots. Are they even still available? Let's just see. Ruggs. I think Hardman's already gone. Yeah, he's gone. All right. Who else? Gage or Marquise Brown. Okay, those guys are both good. Look, Michael Thomas is still on the board. There's Gage. All right, so I think Marquise Brown is gone. No, he's still there. That would give me a stack with Lamar since I have Lamar. Let's see here. So let's look at the running backs. No real running backs on this round. So let's see. It's only 5 picks to us. You can see Jonnu Smith is still there. Trevor Lawrence is still there. Trey Lance is still there. Evan Engram, Henry Ruggs, Michael Thomas, Russell Gage, Marquise Brown. Lots of great options. Let's definitely get ourselves. Let's get ourselves our quarterback and our tight end, and we'll go from there. Fuller being ignored, just being ignored right now. That's kind of surprising. Let's see what's going on the draft board here. So since our pick, it was Ryan Fitzpatrick, Marquez Callaway, Mike Gesicki, Devonta Smith, Michael Pittman, Matt Ryan, Naeem Hines, Tevin Coleman, Darnell Mooney, Austin Hooper, Irv Smith. Obviously, he hasn't heard the news. Jacob B. Myers, Jalen Waddle. And it's one more pick to us. Nelson Aguilar. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll take Trevor Lawrence. That was nice that we waited on him. It was a risk that he wouldn't make it back to us, but he did, so that was good. And I think we should take a tight end on the next pick. Johnny Smith makes it to us. I'd take him. Gronk is also still there. Again, just looking at, I'm strictly looking at high touchdown potential guys. I think both those guys, of everyone that's left, they've got the highest potential for touchdowns, both those guys. So, and it looks like we might get them. Let's see here, around the horn, it was Michael Thomas. Oh, someone took Michael Thomas. Jameson Crowder, Sterling Shepard, Will Fuller. And I'm going to take Jonnu. Okay. So that sets us up very well there. We don't need a third quarterback. I might take a third tight end, depending. But let's go to the 15th round, see what's going on there. So for 15th round, running backs, we're looking at someone like Giovanni Bernard. A speculative play could have some value though. So let's put him on the list. We'll put Giovanni Bernard on the list. Running back, Giovanni Bernard. For wide receiver, Jacob E. Myers, Gabriel Davis, Cole Beasley. T.Y. Hilton's injured right now. I don't want him. But Myers, Davis, and Beasley are all good choices. So I think Jacob E. Myers might be gone already. He is. Who else were we looking at? Davis or Beasley? Davis. Gabriel Davis is still there. Cole Beasley is still there. I've been reluctant to draft Beasley, but you know what? I think he's going to be there. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like he's fine. Gerald Everett, Jared Cook. Again, a touchdown upside of someone like Gerald Everett is pretty good. Where is he might already be gone. He might be gone. Yeah, he's gone. Okay, no big deal. We got tons of options here. We're doing really good. Who's on the list? So Trey Lance, Russell Gage, Rob Gronkowski, Gabriel Davis, Cole Beasley. I'm just going to look at what other running backs are available around here. So we got Lindsey, Madison, Penny. McKissick is a guy I like. Ramondre Stevenson I like. Darrell Williams I like. Justin Jackson, I like. Oh, is he questionable again? Jeez. Okay. So let's just look at the wide receiver list. Elijah Moore, Devontae Parker, there's Beasley, Jalen Reagor. Rondale Moore is still there. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of like that. Terrell Williams is a guy that is getting upgraded in the volume department because Rashad Bateman has just been sucking in the preseason. He just has not been doing anything. Almost back to us. Oh, look at that. Gabriel Davis is still there. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's take Gabriel Davis. And then maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, hopefully, Ramondre Stevenson on the turn here. Okay, so I've got 5 running backs, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receivers. That's pretty good. Okay. All right, let's go take Ramondre. Okay. And how many spots do we have left? We've got, oh, just one? That's it. Maybe what I'll do is let's look at the tight ends. Maybe grab one more. None of these guys interest me. Maybe Ferkser. Yeah, none of these guys have any sort of decent touchdown upside. Let's look at the draft results. So after Ramondre Stevenson, we have Ben Roethlisberger, Elijah Moore, Jared Cook, Tyson Williams. That's the guy that you might want to keep your eye on in Baltimore. Sam Darnold, Devontae Parker, J.D. McKissick. Close out the 16th round. Now we're in the final round. I get the second to last pick. Again, there's still tons of options up here. So we got 5 players up here. I think Darrell Williams would be my top choice if he makes it to us. We'll see. Still a ways to go before it gets to us. And then we'll see how much Yahoo hates my team. But you know what? I got to tell you, man, my teams keep improving. All of these best balls that I've done so far, very few have gotten worse since I've done them. And almost all of them have gotten better. And so I think that's just a matter of me not having big shares of those players that were impacted. Like I said, outside of Etienne, I really haven't been impacted by any of these hits that have taken place this past week. So that's a relief. And let me just tell you, man, this is another reason why if you're in look, someone took Darrell Williams. But we got Jackson, Reagor, and Rondale Moore. I think I might take Rondale Moore with my last pick. I'm kind of excited to see what that kid can do in that offense. Could be fun. So, but actually Reagor is also still there. Let me look at the wide receivers. So let's go. Where's Reagor? Reagor, R-A. I don't see him. Why am I not seeing him? All right, I'll take Rondale. Why not? As a speculative last round pick, why not? I'll just take him. All right, so let's just kind of review the team. So here's who we got. We got, for our wide receivers, Tyreek Hill, Deontay Johnson, Cortland Sutton, Brandon Cooks, Marvin Jones, Gabriel Davis, and Rondale Moore. For our running backs, we've got Najee Harris, David Montgomery, Chase Edmonds, Kenyon Drake, Sony Michel, and Ramondre Stevenson. For our tight ends, we've got George Kittle and Jonnu Smith. And then for our quarterbacks, we've got Trevor Lawrence and we've got Lamar Jackson. I like that. This is a nice team. I'm excited to see how much Yahoo hates it. So let's pause. We'll go and we'll see what they. Hey, look at that! They kind of like the team. Look at that! They got me ranked 4th overall with 122 points. So Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Tyreek Hill, Deontay Johnson, Brandon Cooks, Sutton, Marvin Jones, Gabriel Davis, Rondale Moore, Najee Harris, David Montgomery, Chase Edmonds, Kenyon Drake, Sony Michel, Ramondre Stevenson, George Kittle, Jonnu Smith. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy, man. That's a good spot to start from. So I like it. And, like I said, if we go back to my list, a lot of these guys have moved up. Look, I got here's first, second, fourth. There's a 7th and 8th. There's a third. These guys are all moving up, as these things have been happening. The season hasn't even started yet. But there you go. So anyway, like I said, I invite you, man, go to my website. Go to fantasyfootballmaverick.com, and you can access a limited version of the app for free. All you have to do is sign up. It gives you access to the standard points list and 12-team draft mode. But if you like it and you think the information in there is good, you can unlock all the lists. There's a different list for each point schedule, and obviously the ratings change based on. You don't want to run a PPR draft with the standard list because it will mess you up. It will not work. But it's very helpful in helping you find the right players at the right time and knowing when you need to target players. And then, occasionally we got lucky and some long shots fell to us. Occasionally you get sniped. It happens in every draft. But you got to be able to recover from that. By using the queue on the draft board, it helps me prevent that tunnel vision where I get hyper focused on one player and then he gets taken right before my pick and I got an emergency trying to figure out a second player. I don't even deal with that, man. I'm just highlighting every player I like every round and then just going through and like, I'll take that guy. That way it just makes your life a lot easier. But hey, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And, what do you think of this team? Leave a comment down below. Let me know where I screwed up. I really want to know where I screwed up. But like I said, I'm very happy with that team. It was disappointing that I didn't get Kyler Murray, but I was taking a risk. I knew I was taking a risk with the long turn to get back to me in the 5th round. But like I said, overall went very well. I like how the team ended up here. Very strong contender to be able to win in this best ball league. And that's what you're looking for. So, we're kind of in the last 10 days of drafts. So this week I'm going to be doing mostly best ball. And then next week is like all my regular drafts for my FFPC, Fantasy Football Players Championship, as well as all my other leagues that I'm in. So I'm very excited about that. And you will find that this draft tool is very helpful in all these different types of leagues and helping you find the right players. So thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Have yourself a great fantasy day, and I will talk to you soon.